Morning everybody, Vape Crusader here again with another electronic cigarette review. This time I'm looking at the Vapor Lights VL4. I was going to say disposable electronic cigarette, but it isn't, because you can undo it just like a normal cigarette and recharge the battery with this pretty fast USB charger. So yes, it's rather than a disposable cigarette, it's kind of like a mini starter kit, I suppose you'd say, really. I've had mine for about a week or two now, and I've been quite fastidious about counting up the number of puffs you get, because obviously that's a big thing with these small cigarettes. I have counted for this one. Unfortunately, I'm coming to the end of it, so I'll show you the vape anyway. As you can see, it's a perfectly respectable vape. You're getting plenty of vapour there. As I say, it's coming to the end now, so I've stopped recording the number of puffs I've got out of it when I wasn't getting so much of a throat hit, and when it started to kind of get a bit harsh, because you wouldn't particularly really want to use it after that. But so far I'm up to 285, and as I say, I don't really think there are any usable puffs after this. Now, Vapor Lights claim 40 cigarettes worth, 400 puffs. That's not happening for me. Again, it's not unique, as we know, with these small cigarettes, nor indeed with cartomizers, for the puffs experience to be anything like the puffs claimed. And of course it does depend on what you want to call a puff. I mean, my puffs tend to be sort of 4 seconds or so. And I don't really think that's unusual, whereas their puff claim is based on a 2-second puff. This is a 2-second puff. I'm personally never going to be smoking like that. So, going with a 4-second puff anyway, we're getting 285. So, it would be reasonable to argue, I guess, that if you're going on a 2-second puff basis, you'd be going for, you'd be looking at sort of double that number. But I think under 300 is more realistic than anything like 400. But as I say, they're not unusual in that respect. Now, we do have several advantages with the Vapor Lights. For example, I mean, the one that sticks out is it just tastes pretty decent. It doesn't taste, in my opinion, as good as the Rock, but it certainly tastes better than Nicolites and E-Lights and IntelliCig, which all of them don't taste very good to me. Now, you've also got the advantage, of course, that with some of those other cigarettes, you're paying 10 quid, although they have been bringing their prices down recently, but you're paying a similar amount of money for a fully disposable cigarette, that is, one that you just vape and then chuck. Whereas with this one, you've got your USB charger, so you can recharge it. And that's actually really useful. So to get to my 285 puffs, I've recharged the battery twice. Now, this charger is really good, actually, and the battery is really good. And combined, they make a good team, because what you get is a charger that charges up the battery, I reckon, in maybe an hour, no more than an hour and a half anyway. But a battery that lasts me, a former 30-day smoker, near enough half a day without too much problem. So if you're charging up maybe 2, 3, 4 times quicker than your battery is running out, then that's a great thing. You're in good territory there. So yeah, it tastes pretty reasonable. I'd certainly buy one. I think it's a good price at $9.99. The puffs may be a bit kind of over-exaggerated, the claim for the puffs, but otherwise it's certainly doing better than Nicolites and E-lights and IntelliCig, these other mini cigs that you'll find at petrol stations and chemists and so on. Certainly better than those in terms of both the number of puffs you get, in terms of the flexibility, the rechargeability and so on, and in terms of the taste. It's not as good, in my opinion, in terms of taste as the Rock disposable cigarette, but it's better than the Rock in terms of the number of puffs you get out of it. So all in all, I think it's a pretty decent little kit, and it's a good way to get you into vaping. With some of the other cigarettes, they really just don't taste very nice, so they're not going to get you off smoking and into vaping, whereas this is a real and practical tool for doing that job, in my opinion. So I'd recommend it, and overall I'd give it marks of 9 out of 10. As far as Vapor Lights are concerned, they've been a friendly and efficient company to deal with. Again, I was promised a cigarette on day 1 and I got it on day 2. It's very early in my dealings with the company, so I'll give them my usual provisional 8 out of 10 marks for company rating. That's all. Thanks very much.
Open up your eyes, then you realize, here I stand with my everlasting love. Need you by my side, girl, to be my pride.